Hi there, and thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at your Chapter 12 CSA test review, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to look at is the measure of angle 4, which is here. Notice it's vertical from the measurement of 152, so this one will always also be 152 degrees. For the measurement of angle 5, it is a corresponding measurement, or the measurement is corresponding to 152 as well, so angle 5 will also be 152 degrees. Angle 6, you just had to do a little bit of math work. Notice that angle 5 and angle 6 are making a 180 degree angle. So you just had to take 180 and subtract 152 from that, and that's going to give you 28 degrees. So angle number 6 will be 28 degrees. For number 4, 4 and 8 are going to be called corresponding angles, so just make sure that you have corresponding angles for 4 and 8 because they're in the same position, just in a different section. Number 5 says identify the transversal, and the transversal is Q because that's the line that's going through the two parallel lines. And then the angles for 3 and 6, those are called alternate interior angles because they are inside, but they're on the opposite sides. They're kind of like diagonal, so alternate interior angles. The next one, you're just finding the measurements. Since this one is an isosceles triangle, x is going to be the same thing as 13. So x is equal to 13 degrees because two sides are the same. That means two angles will also be the same. Okay. Number 8, you're just figuring out that all three sides are the same. So that's basically taking 180 degrees and dividing them evenly into 3 parts. That's going to give you 60 degrees for angle x. For number 9, you have to remember that the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the two non-adjacent angles added together. So u is equal to 90 plus 53, which means if you just combine these like terms, 90 plus 53 is 143 degrees. Okay. For number 10, same thing. You're going to add your non-adjacent angles. X plus 102 is equal to the 4x plus 6. It is helpful to write equations for these just so you can see them clearly. I'm going to move my variables over to the right. So these x's cancel out. I have 102 is equal to 3x plus 6, and then subtract 6 from both sides. I get 96 is equal to 3x, and then I just divide both sides by 3 to get x is equal to 32. That's not where I'm going to stop though, because it says find the measure of the exterior angle. So what I'm going to do is take 32 and plug it back into the exterior angle. So 4 parentheses 32, because it says 4 times x, and then plus 6. Okay, 4 times 32 is going to give me 128. So 128 plus 6 will give me 134 degrees. This is my final answer, 134. Okay, you want to make sure that you pay close attention. If it says find x, then you just say x is equal to 32. If you want the exterior angle, though, you have to plug in that x to the exterior angle. Number 11 should have been easy. This is a parallelogram, so it's just going to match the opposite angle, so that's going to be 48 for number 11. And then the last one on the first page, notice that all 4 of the angles are matching up here in the top corner, so all of these are going to be equivalent, so x will be equal to 135. You could also count the sides. There are 6 sides, so remember we did s minus 2 or n minus 2 for the number of sides, and then times it by 180. That is how you can find out the total degree measurements there. That'd be 4 times 180, and then you just subtract everything from that. On the back, so for number 13, maybe an easy way to think about this, all exterior angles are equal to 360 degrees. So you have 90 plus 75 plus another 90. So that's going to be 180 plus 75 plus x should be equal to 360. I know this 180 plus 70, that's going to give me 255 plus x is equal to 360, and then I subtract 255 from both sides, so that x is equal to 105. Okay? 14 might have been a little tricky because all of those are exterior angles. So what you have to do is write a really big equation, okay? I have 90 for this one, 3x plus 8, 2x plus 2x, and 80. So I'm going to add all these together. 3x plus 8 plus 2x plus 2 plus x plus 80 plus 90. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's all equal to 360. First thing I'm going to do is combine like terms. 3x, 2x, and x. That's going to give me 6x. And then 8 plus 2 I know is 10, plus another 80 is 90, plus another 90 is 180. And that's all equal to 360. So I just combine my like terms, and now I'm going to solve for x. I'm going to subtract 180 from both sides first. That's going to leave me with 6x is equal to 180. And then when I divide both sides by 6, x will be equal to 30. I am going to stop right there because it says just find the value of x. I didn't need to find the degree measurements for all the exterior angles, just what x is equal to. For number 15, tell whether the triangles are similar and then explain. So what I did here is I just added these two. I'm going to add 90 plus 43, and that should give me, I think, 143 or 133. And then I take 180 minus 133, and that gives me 47. 47 does not match this one, so I'm going to say no for number 15 because the angles are not the same. In order for them to be this similar, they have to have the same angle measurements. Number 16 says, can a hexagon have angles that measure 85 degrees, 62, 135, 95, 173, and 160? Well, the first thing you need to know is how many degrees should a hexagon have, okay? Remember how we do that is we find the number of sides minus 2 and then times it by 180. So I know a hexagon has 6 sides, so I'm doing 6 minus 2 times 180. That's going to be 4 times 180, which is equal to 720, okay? So if this were a hexagon, all of these need to be added up to give me 720. So if I type in, or if I add 85 plus 62 plus 135 plus 95 plus 173 plus 160, the shape only has 710 degrees, whereas a hexagon needs 720 degrees. For number 17, you just have to find the angle measurements, so you count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is an octagon. So 8 minus 2 times 180. So that's going to be 6 times 180. And that's going to give you 1,080 degrees. Okay? For number 18, you need to think about these as two separate shapes. A person standing 45 feet from a street light. So from street light to person is 45 feet. I know if I keep going, I'm going to make that larger triangle. So that whole entire side is actually going to be 55 feet, and I don't know the height. What I do know is that the smaller triangle is a 4-foot person and 10-foot shadow. So then I can start finding my proportion. H over 55 is equal to 4 over 10. I'm going to cross multiply here. H times 10 is 10H. And 55 times 4 is 220. And then when I divide both sides by 10, H is going to give me 22 feet as the height. Okay, so just make sure you think about those two triangles as separate triangles. The last one, very similar to a question we had for our homework one time, or for our notes one time. I think we also had a homework question like this. Again, thinking about them as two separate triangles may help you solve this. I'm going to look at this larger one first. I have 100 by x, and then over here I have 36 on the side and 90 as the bottom. It says you locate a lighthouse at point D beyond the light side of the marker at point C. You travel 90 feet west. Essentially, you're just traveling west and then south, and you're trying to figure out how long is it going to take you to get here. So we're going to set up a proportion, 100 over x, 36 over 90. I know 100 times 90 is 9,000. And then 36 times x is 36. And then all I have to do now is just divide 9,000 by 36. And x is going to be equal to 250 feet. Okay? That is all for your Chapter 12 review. Thanks so much for tuning in. Good luck on your test, and replay this video if you need to. Have a great day.